Hello,
Hi.
my name is Alex.
My name is Takashi. My name is Alberto. I am Rene. I am Elie.
And we're going to talk about the robot. This is a type of a helper robot in some cases of called building collapse and earthquakes.
First of everything, I would like to ask you if you know how many strong earthquakes happened in Mexico. Thank you. Well, in Mexico per year we have between 2 or 3 earthquakes that have a magnitude over 6. This means that each year we have at least two earthquakes that are strong enough to start feeling it really strong, which we can start causing collapses. Such as the most famous earthquakes that have happened in the city of Mexico, with which between both of them caused more than 60,000 casualties between people who sadly lost their lives or people who were injured due to the earthquake.
We only count that these victims are only in the earthquakes. We don't count that there's fire or there's gas in the building or in the situation. And well, our project is kind gonna help a lot of people, and we are gonna to present you and now.
So the main reason why we made this was because in Mexico happens a lot of earthquakes, and the principal problem during and after the earthquakes is when the people get stuck under the building because these ones collapse, and it's a risk for that people and for the people who go to rescue them because a lot of problems the people cannot doesn't fit in, in small places. So there are some solutions and we want to afford them, and we have this robot.
Well, this is a robot which is going to help in the search and rescue function in the collapse. The robot is going to be controlled by remotely, and the robot is going to be able to enter to small places and is very strong. And then the robot, when the robot finds a collapsed building, is going to control it and search the people. Once the robot finds a person, it's going to search to all the people the exact location, and it's going to make sound a buzzer, like a beep beep beep, a little sound for the rescue personnel to find the person. And all the time, the robot is going to have a camera and a buffer to get contact with the person all the time. Then the personnel is going to get to tell instructions to the person and to be safe. The robot also has a little aid kit with bandages in case that the person needed. Then when the personnel team found the person with the robot, they're going to be able to help the people and get a air compressor in the robot, which can help to move heavy rocks and help the person.
Well, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the technical aspect of in the medical way. And the first question I want to ask you is, if you were stuck down with a building over you, what is the first thing you would like
someone do for you?
Sam, do you want to answer or should I?
If you want to ask, if you want to answer,
I just would want to be
okay.
calmed down, I think, and know that somebody was coming for me.
Yeah, this is or one of the main purpose of the robot, that is to have early contact with the victim, because one example of this is in the 11.1 in USAC, that the record of a victim that has been alive was 40 days, and imagine the chart, and you don't know if they are looking for you. That's why the robot will have a microphone and a buzzer to can communicate with the victims and have a psychological protection of that. Another thing is that the robot will be able to move the rocks, but that is not going to make until the personal of rescue come up, because of the syndrome of decompress needs to be in the time when the victims are going to be in a safety place. And another thing is that we plan to have a kit with tactical doses with a special powder that coagulates the blood and helps to stop hemorrhages or wounds. And another thing is that we are going to have adrenaline in case, because if one person are in shock, we are planning to have emerging adrenaline that the same victim could use in their self, and I think that is help. Another thing that is really important, comparing another time with 11.1, is that the robot, the first or the main purpose of the robot will be the secure of the personnel of rescue, because yeah, we also are focused into victims, but it needs to be first one to secure of the personnel, because in one example in the 11.1, all the firefighters come to the first tower, and they didn't know what happens or why was the accident, and they are like races come to the building, and that's when another airplane crashed by another tower. So lots of firefighters died because anyone investigate or research the cause and all the damage that can cause a red leak or something. And all the buildings are gases or cook or water that could affect more the accident. And the robot will have a chemical sensor to detect toxic gases to know if it's secure to the personnel to enter or not. And also it will be with not electric circuit to the exterior to could enter in a gas ambient without explode. And for finally it will be hybrid in aquatic and terrestrial areas.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What materials or programming did you use on the robot?
Well, the programming is going to be fairly simple, since it's basically remote control. Right? So that the person can still control the robot by themselves. The materials we're aiming for them to be we don't know how cheap we can do it, but we don't want it to be too expensive, so that especially the rescue operative can afford a lot of this. So if a lot of buildings collapse, they can have a lot of these guys helping just finding people.
Well, I
It's really great.
the program, like a little joystick.
That's cool.
Obviously, that will be the ways that we control, but this is like a prototype that we made, but in really we need to be more stronger to be capable of enter in that ambient and also to leave the down on the rocks. So this is like a really basic prototype.
I have a question. Can it identify, how does it identify humans, and can it distinguish between humans, other animals, and alive and no longer alive?
Yeah, that's because we are going to incorporate into it thermal camera, so that we can check the temperature of the person. Since obviously at least the person is going to emit less heat. This can also help it, but they can also help it differentiate in dark environments. It is easier to find other people or certain, or if the ambience has certain, for example, if there's a fire, it can also identify that and notify the rescue operative that there could be a problem because of that.
Also, the robot is going to have a smart bandage, which the person can put in the hand. And in that way, the medical personnel is going to be able to know the way the person is and the
Cardiac frequency and the oxygen percent. And another thing that is important in this aspect is that it's going to have a movement and thermal sensor, because the a victim could conserve the temperature over 3 days.
Brilliant. Great idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just had to add in, this is a really needed and awesome project. You're looking not just at innovation, but you're looking at ways that you can really change the landscape of rescue. And that's awesome. Good job, guys. Buen trabajo. I love it.
Thank you.
Sam, did you have any other questions before the next team goes on?
I just want to say this is a really cool prototype.
I would agree. Wonderful
Thank you.
job, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.